Okay, so I have some just grocery bags. So there's a lot of things that you can do with these, and you can also build up mass pretty quickly. So I'm just going to show you really quickly using your handy masking tape how you can start to create form using these really simple objects, right? So I would recommend building up mass first and then worrying about details afterwards. So, and with the tape, you definitely want to think more is more. I want to really just go crazy with my tape so that I start to build up some mass and volume, right? So I can also take some string and do a similar method. And the string is good too because you can add some different colors into your sculpture if you like. Okay. And I can just wrap it around. And essentially, you know, you can make an entire figure of a person out of this method, right? It's not going to be realistic, it's going to be abstract, but that's kind of the project. Okay. So I have some bubble wrap here. It's really similar to the plastic bags, but you have this nice repeating circular texture to use. So I'm just going to attach this to my bags. Now when you're working at home, it's really important to find a space that you can move, you can spread out your materials, and you don't have a lot of distractions. Make sure that you're not, you know, having to clean it up a lot. Maybe designate a spot in your house or your dorm room where you can just leave your project out and pick it up whenever you like. So here I have a pretty massive little piece already, right? Okay, so moving on, plastic items are really great to use for this project as well. You have a nice sharp box cutter. You can easily start to disassemble this. So I have a shampoo bottle and this container as well. So I can now reattach this in another way. And there are a lot of ways that you can do that, right? I'm gonna show a few different options. So the first thing is using a screw and a drill. You might be surprised if you ended up going back home what your parents have tucked away. Maybe they have a secret drill you don't know about. So I'm just going to start out by drilling into the first layer. And then adding my second layer. And now that's starting to take on a new life, right? What if you don't have a drill? No worries. You can use your box cutter and make 2 holes. And the holes I'm making are basically plus signs because I can't really get a circular hole using this. So 2 holes in my shampoo bottle, two holes in this. So 2 holes here. And then I can take a little bit of wire or string and just, I'm gonna feed the wire through these holes. and also through these holes. And just twist the wire. And now I'm really starting to get somewhere with my sculpture, right? So another option, I have a bunch of bottle caps, and I've actually already pre-drilled holes into these. So if you do have a drill with a bit that can make holes, this is for you. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of wire and start to thread these bottle caps on. And now I have some mass starting to build up that I can add on to. And this wire is really flexible, so I can bend it and move it and get some pretty cool shapes out of that. So another thing that you might have laying around that would be really great for this project are wire coat hangers. These can serve as armatures and also just as the sculpture itself. So really flexible. And you can twist these around each other and start to build up some shape that way. If you have a pair of pliers, that will be really helpful for this if you do want to use wire coat hangers, but already looks like I have a piece of modern art ready to go to the Smithsonian. The last material that I want to share with you all is cardboard. Cardboard is really a versatile material. It's great to use it for a lot of things, but for this project in particular. So obviously, good old handy hot glue gun is a quick and easy way to attach cardboard together, or any glue if you have the time to just let it sit and dry. Another option is that you can sew it together. So I have a needle and thread here, putting my cardboard pieces together. Simply stick the needle in one side, pull the string, stick it back in to make a stitch, making sure that you're going through both pieces. And it also adds a nice textural visual element to it if you want to consider that as well. Tie it off. And it's nice and attached there as well. Another option for cardboard is just plain old masking tape. You just want to make sure that you use enough to make sure it sticks really well. So, like I said earlier, with masking tape, more is more, I would say. Start to stick it together. The last thing I'll share are these zip ties. So this drink holder already has holes in it, so that's really convenient for me. So I'm just going to take a zip tie, feed it through this hole, line these up, and then you just stick the tail in through the head and pull it tight and zip tie. Alright, So I hope that this gives you all some ideas for materials that you want to use. Next up, I'm going to show you some natural materials. So you are allowed to use man-made or natural materials in this project, or combine the two. You don't have to stay pure to any one material.